I know most people think about real estate investing, home buying. They want lower interest rates. Trust me when I say you don't want 5% mortgage rates today. You want 8% mortgage rates today. We are in the slow season. We just saw weekly housing activity drop. New inventory down 27%. Active listings down 866, according to Housing Wire. It's getting as a very thin market out there. If we had 5% mortgage rates today, it would be March, April of 22 all over again. Unhealthy. At 8% mortgage rates, Brian, we get a slower market. We really get to figure out who wants to sell versus who needs to sell. I hope, Brian, we stay above 7% for months. I think the real estate market needs some time to kind of heal itself. What do you think of all that? Do you want lower mortgage rates? Do you just want to go back to crazy time, or what's going on?
I want to stay as far away from crazy time as possible.
Me too.
We need time to purge the system. You know what I'm saying? We need time to purge the system. And the only way we're going to purge the system of fly-by-night investors, of feeble sellers, I should say, like we have to raise rates and figure out where we're at, because that's going to be the thing. That's going to be the determining factor to really find out who's serious and who's not, right?
Exactly.
And so I think we got to pull that lever. At minimum, to your point, we got to stay north of 7% for several months and not make it seem like this. I don't think people really, they didn't get the inoculation long enough last time, right? Like it was just this aberration that happened, and then we were right back to normal. We need to make that the new normal for a little while. Yes, it will be painful to some, but I think it certainly be advantageous to others like us. And investors are going to be happy in result of it. I really believe that they will. And we need more inventory on the market, and this is one way of doing it.
Yeah, the one thing that just clicks for me is if we can keep rates above 7 and you're right, it has to be like months. I think last time we got here, we were there like 7 days or something. It just wasn't long enough, to your point. But we need 3 months of this so we can wash the system. Like today's inventory is down, but Brian, there's still wish pricing in there. Wish pricing will vanish at 7%. They'll just take the property off the market. So now the question is,
I know that to be true, Mike, is because in my market, literally, I can look at the MLS right now today. There's some prices that say price increase, and there's other properties that say price decrease in the same market.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a quintessential example of what you're saying.
Yeah. So let's just do some rough math together. And the reason this is important, like Brian says, we got to clean the system. Let's just pretend there's 500,000 active listings. There's 466, but 500 is an easier number. Let's assume 20% of that, or 100 grand, is wish pricing. So what will happen over the next 30 to 60 days is those will just slowly disappear. They will age out. They will expire. The seller will go, whoops, I guess I missed the market. We'll try again later. Off. Then we have 400,000. Then we need to look at the market, and I'm just going to draw a line at the median. There's properties below the median and properties above the median. I believe anything 2x the median is called luxury in most markets. That part of the market, dead. Right? Less people, job insecurity, all of that. But if you go median and below, everybody I talk to, Brian, that stuff's still on fire. That stuff still gets listed and sold, multiple offers, offer review dates, over asking. It's wild to look at. So again, there's really 3 markets: wish pricing, luxury, and below the median. And I'm not sure how much of each we have.
Yeah. And just to clarify something that I said, when I mentioned earlier, have more inventory, I mean more real inventory.
Exactly.
To be more specific, what I was saying. But yeah, Mike, in our market, under 180,000, that stuff is just
gone.
It's moving like nothing's changed, right? And so I agree with you. We saw this, right, at the end of, and you could correct me on this, Mike, at the end of quarter 3 going into quarter 4, the luxury market, I mean, as a general consensus, it was over, right?
Yeah, that was the first time we hit 7%, just locked up. Just locked up. I have top agents on my channel. You go back and watch them, and they're like, dude, nobody's showing up on open houses. This is weird. I just stopped. Yep.
Crazy, crazy. And so, you know, if we continue to make that 7% an aberration, I think we'll never get to where we need to be, because everybody will kind of be playing double dutch, trying to jump in and out. But if we make that a consistent narrative, to your point, 3 to 4 months, we will finally start to see something that we can look forward to, I believe, in terms of getting somewhat of a health check on the market again.
Yeah. What I would tell people to watch for is really two things. One, watch days on market. Days on market could double, right? Even with falling inventory, days on market could double. So let's watch that together. And then we got to watch new listings. I don't think they're coming, right? Unemployment's 3.6, not, it went down from 3.7. This foreclosure nonsense is not coming, at least not soon. Watch new listings and days on market. And again, we're entering the slow season. Brian, can you believe this? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Today, we have less active listings as a country than last year. How wild is that?
It is wild. That is wild.
It's amazing. It actually passed 2 weeks ago is the first time we went negative year on year. Active listings today is less than last year. That is wild to think about.
And what were rates this time last year, Mike?
We were just on the cusp of getting to 7%. I think we were in the sixes last year this time. Yeah. And the last thing to point about, again, I got this data from Logan from Housing Wire. Please follow him on Twitter. He puts out great weekly stats, and I need weekly stats to really understand what's going on. Last year, we had 90,000 new listings as a country last week. This week last year. This year, 60,000.
Jesus. That's
nobody's
number, man.
Nobody's selling. They're just staying put.
Wow.
So this is why we need 7% for a while.
I find that to be so interesting, because it's, at least in my market in Detroit, it seems like I'm finding more and more off-market deals like pop up over the last probably 6 weeks than I have in 4 or 5 months. And so I don't know. I don't know why those deals aren't reaching the MLS, right? Or I got to figure out what's going on with that, because I want to understand the psychology of that seller, right? That they're not coming to the MLS, but yet more opportunities are popping up off market. So I don't know if it's a function of educating the seller as to why they should sell and they weren't necessarily considering it before, but why that inventory isn't making it all the way to the MLS. I'm curious.
Well, let's poke at that a little bit, because again, I know Detroit not at all. In fact, I know no market except Fresno. My guess, it's just my random guess with 30 seconds of thinking about this, is the stuff that you're getting off market wouldn't sell on market because it wouldn't appraise, the conditions wrong, and no FHA buyer could get approved. I think the only stuff moving today is stuff that passes the FHA inspections. But you could tell me, are you buying clean properties off market?
So I'll give you the example of the 2 deals my students bought last week, right? So these were 2 triplexes. They both need comparable renovation, 60 to 70,000 in renovation, worth about 230 on the ARV, right? Okay. So those same deals on the MLS will be probably 130 to 150 grand a piece. So deeper discount off market. So that makes me think that this wholesaler in particular must be finding sellers who weren't necessarily thinking about selling, but then talk them into why they should.
He's selling speed. You don't want inspections. You don't want this. You don't want to be in and out of escrow, right? There's a cost with going on the MLS and giving it. I mean, think about how many offers he would get. You throw this triplex on the market for 120 grand. You're going to get 17 offers, and 14 of them never even saw the property and don't realize the condition. For sure. That's just a lot of nonsense, as opposed to going to a wholesaler that's going to give you a cash number. It's going to close you in 3 weeks, and it's money good. Is the extra 10 grand worth the headaches? probably not for this. Well, clearly not for this person.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But the reason I brought that up was based
Yeah.
on the fact that we see so much less inventory on the MLS, right?
Yeah, it's not, it's got to be clean though. At least that's
Yeah,
what's moving in my market is clean. Maybe Detroit's different, but it's got to be clean. What I mean by clean is not cleansiness. I mean past inspections.
sure, sure. I don't know, Mike. I got to dig into that one a little bit
Yeah, let
more
us know.
because we got plenty of deals on the market in the Detroit market that will be like identical to these ones that sold off market, you know. And my students aren't buying nothing without inspection, without appraisal, so they're going through the same process. You know what I mean? Even with the off market seller, and so
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe there's something else.
I'm curious now. So next time we got to do a follow up to this one when I come
Yes.
back. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I look forward to that. Our next conversation will be what's going on in the Detroit market. If somebody wanted to reach out to you, follow you, how are they doing that?
Go to Brian Adamson Real Estate on YouTube and Brian Adamson Official on Instagram.
At the end of the day, folks, I want you to change your mindset. 8% mortgage rates for investors is a good thing, not a bad thing. We need to get more creative. We need to write great deals. We need to do the work, and we can't go back to crazy town. I don't want crazy town. We need time to breathe. Brian, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.